Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right in your business, but somehow things just aren't clicking? In 2022, my business was riding high after the COVID boom. We had a big team, lots of clients, and revenue was flowing. Then suddenly everything changed. Today, I'm going to share with you why scaling back in 2024 actually helped me scale up and how making less money in 2024 put me in a stronger position than I have been in a long time to build sustainable success. You'll discover why sometimes going back to basics is exactly what your business needs and how slowing down can actually help you speed up. So stay tuned. Hey there, it's lovely for me to be in your ears today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm going to tell you a story today, and it feels like at the same time it feels like it's 100 years ago, but it's also just the other day. So, in 2022, after most people started returning to work, COVID started to die down a little bit. And that online business frenzy that kept us rolling in dough through COVID uh, was suddenly interrupted when everyone started going back. Everyone started fearing some kind of a recession. And then Apple brought out their iOS updated, which basically crippled the Pixel and sent ad costs soaring overnight. We had clients who lost entire funnels literally overnight. We lost a lot of clients, and slowly I started noticing interest in running ads diminish. I also made the incredibly wise, and if you can see me, I'm using wise in inverted commas because calling it stupid would be like it hurts. It still hurts. I made the decision to rebrand completely. And that is just something I'm going to call an ADHD moment. And now I know better. I was tired of Shine and Succeed because I started Shine and Succeed in 2025 and I felt like it's time for something new. I needed a rebrand. My business did not need a rebrand. So I do not recommend rebrands. At the same time, I kept the very big team. I had a team of 14 people in 2021, and I kept most of them to see me through the rebrand, despite the fact that it was becoming more and more unsustainable to pay everybody's salaries. So, thinking mostly that the biggest reason for the reduced interest in working with us and signing up clients was the rebrand, I just wanted to get through that much quicker and quicker. So by the end of 2022, I was exhausted, right? Because I had been treading water and just trying to pivot and recover and figure out what's going on. And I was looking in all the wrong places. I was exhausted. And I was working way too hard as well. So I made another, a less than average decision, which was to put the podcast on hold. I had already done 172, I think, or 178 episodes of The Shine Show. And it was a successful podcast. It was a popular podcast. I had a large listenership, but I was exhausted and I didn't know the right things to stop. Today, I know, right? Today, I can say no to rebranding, no to stopping, talking to your audience. Don't make that mistake. It was another mistake that I made. And by the start of 2024, a year ago, I had to let most of my team members go. The rebrand was still incomplete, and I knew I had to get the podcast back up. But I also knew that I was going to have to finish the rebrand mostly on my own, and I was going to have to get the podcast up and do all the production and everything that I had previously paid people to do, all of that by myself. So in 2024, I made a decision to do business for me and get back to basics and get back to simplifying things. So In 2024, I went back to just me and Caroline and Hannah. And Caroline and Hannah have been part of my team. If you've been following my journey for a long time, Caroline and Hannah have been with me for 6 years now. They are my left hand and my right hand when it comes to all things agency. They know funnels like the back of their hands. They are smarter than me, more organized than me, and they take better care of our clients than I could ever do. So they have been with me since 2018 and they're still with me. And I just went back to just having them. And I have, in the meantime, hired an assistant to help me with the podcast and to help me. But for most of last year, I was the one doing the social media content and the emails and the writing and the scheduling. I even recorded, edited, produced every single episode of the podcast. So everything you see there that was created in 2024 up to about November is all my handiwork. What I discovered is there's joy in going back to basics. And even if, I looked at some of the stuff I did and I was like, yeah, this is not the moneymaker. You shouldn't be doing, how the first thing when you're scaling, they tell you, you shouldn't be doing the $10 an hour tasks. That is correct, right? That is correct. Absolutely. But when you're scaling back, sometimes you absolutely need to be doing the $10 an hour tasks yourself. And there's seasons for both, right? And this was my season for scaling back, simplifying, and just going back to basics. And I actually found so much joy in just being in touch with the nitty gritty again and realizing how much wastage there was and how many things we were duplicating and how many things we were just tracking twice or unnecessary Monday boards where we're checking off that we did something that really does not require checking off if you can just follow an SOP, right? What it did for me was it forced me to slow down. And slowing down has been really good for me, especially as I've been, coming to grips with the ADHD diagnosis and understanding how having lived with this all my life impacted my thinking and impacted how I showed up in business. And there was a lot that needed to be unlearned. And there was a lot that needed to be, to stop. There was a lot that I needed to stop trying to learn, like time management. I've given up on managing time. Sounds terrible. No, it's not true. I have given up on trying to manage time the way gurus teach us to manage time. And I've always tried to force myself into whatever successful people say is the model I need to follow. And now I'm kind of just allowing, in 2024, I just kind of allowed myself to embrace my own rhythms. And some of the rhythms I'm keeping and some of the rhythms I need some discipline around. And that's okay because it helps me find a happy medium. So I'm better at prioritizing things now because I've been doing things myself. I have a better perspective on which things are more important than others, which things need to be done before others, and when you're doing it all, you quickly find out that you can't do it all. So I had to put some disciplines in place and create some priorities in order to be able to say, well, these things really aren't moving the needle, so I won't be spending time on that. And once I have a team member in place to do those things, I will really have a better idea of what success should be doing those things and when you can stop doing those things because they don't matter. If you're a successful course creator, coach, or online expert who's ready to stop being the bottleneck in your own growth, listen up. We're currently accepting applications for 2 spots in our Meta Ads agency. What makes us different? We're not just your ads team. We're your growth partners who help you navigate the whole picture, your funnel strategy, your customer journey, and your scaling roadmap. We dive deep into your data to make sure every marketing dollar works harder for you. If you're doing at least 10K per month in revenue, have a proven offer that converts, and you're ready to invest at least 3K a month in ads to scale strategically, we'd love to talk. We only have 2 spots available, and they will go fast. This is for you if you want expert guidance and proven strategies that deliver predictable results. Go to thelaunchlounge.com/agency to apply now. So, my focus and my priorities for 2024 was number one, keep clients happy. That's always my priority. Keep clients. If you already have a customer, you want to keep that customer, right? Caroline and Hannah does a fantastic job of that, and I really only need to spend a handful of hours per month working with the clients, and I love it. I love when I get to be on a call with a client and help them with their strategy and help them with their marketing. I'm absolutely completely useless when I have to do logistics for them or tell them where we're at with something or when something's going to be done, or that stuff is all my team. I don't do any of that, and they have systems like dialed into the T because we've been doing it for so long. So that cruises. That is just beautiful. My second priority was create podcast content and email marketing. And that's what I'm doing right here, right? And I decided when I relaunched the podcast that I'm going to go from 1 episode a week to 2 episodes a week. I knew that I actually, the first month that I relaunched the podcast, I did an episode every day. Again, burnt out. Like I was at the end of that month, like, dang, I can never record another podcast episode. But here I am, releasing episodes 2 a week, and I love it. And it's a good cadence. And yes, it's a lot of work. And, yes, I am finding ways to make it easier with AI. And there's all those things. It's still a lot of work. I'm not going to lie to you. It's still a lot of work because I am sitting here recording live, really, like in real time. Okay. So it's still a much bigger job. And then, emails have to be written, emails have to be sent. All right. The third priority that I had was to get the website fully updated and to finish the rebrand. And we are still in the process of moving old episodes from the Shine Show over to the Launch Lounge podcast. I have an assistant now who is helping me with that, and we are making progress. We're about halfway through, and we will be done with that quite soon. And so that makes me feel good knowing that everything's going to be in the same house, right? And I don't have to worry about people still finding old pages that I need to redirect or that I can't yet redirect because there isn't a new page up yet. And it's just nice to know that I'm almost done with just having one house online where people can come and visit us. The next thing that was my priority, this is priority number 4, is to recreate the course content. So, I've been saying I'm working on the new 5-day video training. We're still working on that. I have already recorded most of the videos for A-lister. They just need to be rebranded. I use some different slides for other trainings, and I need to add the A-lister branding in there. I had this funny moment where I went, well, the A-lister branding's been in use since literally 2020 is when I launched A-lister. I spent a lot of time branding it, creating it. Most of 2019, actually, I spent working on the branding for that and launched it literally the first week of March 2020, just as the world was shutting down. I launched A-lister for the first time. And I had so much fun with this 1920s branding. But now, guess what? I'm tired of it. I look at it and I go, oh, I should have some new photos taken. I never really liked my lipstick in those 1920s photos. And so when I see one of those photos, all I see is the lipstick I don't like. And I had to kind of slap myself on the wrist and go, no, you will not rebrand what is already perfectly fine. So there'll be no rebranding of A-lister because I have learned my lesson with rebranding, right? So my priorities for 2024 was number 1, keep clients happy. Number 2, create podcast content and email content. Social media content, you'll see that's a bit hit and miss in 2024, but that's okay. Number three, get the website fully updated and finish the rebrand. That'll be done very soon. And I'm very proud of the Launch Lounge brand, and I'm really excited for where it's going. But it's been a long journey to get here. Number four was to recreate the course content, because I have been, selling A-listers since 2020. I've been selling the Launch Lounge membership since 2020. There's been multiple iterations of the Launch Lounge, but I finally feel like I have a clear idea of what the Launch Lounge should be, what we should offer, and what that's going to look like. So what makes me really, really happy is the simplicity that I can see in my business again. And when you move too fast, and you add too many people to the mix without carefully integrating into the existing team, things get messy and it becomes very wasteful. And I realize that that can't always be helped, but I'm really enjoying this season of cutting back and trimming fat and creating leaner structures. We're not there yet, but I'll feel much better when I finally have all our course content redone and the structure of the Launch Lounge membership fully refreshed. But it just feels less fragile. It feels there's more consistency for me. I feel like there's more of a solid foundation that we're building on. I have fewer lead magnets, and our lead generation and our sales process is something that we can streamline, because for the first time in a long time, it's not a lot of things that get patched together, so that we can just get something up. For the first time since I started my business back in 2024, I don't feel frazzled at all. At all, not at all. And that is mainly, I can't say that there's just one thing, but I will say therapy is amazing. And just healing and figuring out how to run a business that does not have to feed your ego, your insecurity, anything that you have ever felt that you're making up for, that your business has to, uh, meet your needs, your emotional needs. I just know what to do, and I know the steps to take, and I'm taking them in a specific order without putting pressure on myself. And I'm really excited to have you join me on this journey. I love sharing this with you. And I hope that sharing this with you will inspire you and help you know that Rome wasn't built in a day, and you can have massive success, and then you can make shifts. And when markets shift, you can still keep going, even if it means cutting back. I am still going, and I love going. I love my business a lot more today than I did a year ago. And it looks very different, and the profit margin is much lower, but I love it more, and that matters. And I certainly would never, ever want to have to tell a team member that they have to find another job ever again in my life. And I don't think people talk about that enough. After I shared my story with a handful of high profile coaches and course creators that I know, and they confided in me, and they all said, well, yeah, we had to do the same thing. And we've been through that, and we've done it here, and we've had to adjust there. And I go, but hold on a second, you never talked about it publicly. So I felt alone. I thought I was the only one going through this. And then only to realize that people that I look up to, people that I think, why aren't they struggling? They should be impacted by Facebook ads as well. They should also be feeling the lack of growth in the industry. They should also be impacted by this, but you don't see that. And they only talk about it in hindsight, which is what I'm doing here, because I'm only talking about it in hindsight. But I do want you to know that there is great joy and great freedom in scaling back sometimes. And for us, 2025 is a year of steady scaling up. I don't think it'll be slow, because when I start to scale, that will be fast, but it will be fast coming from an energy of measurement and optimization, and not coming from an energy of need for more or compensating or have to have or keep going because we're running out of something. There's no scarcity there. It's a much more of an abundant energy. And I can say that for sure. This is not my first rodeo, but it feels like I'm coming from a place of hard work, not frantic scramble. And that's the difference. I can do hard work, but frantic scramble is not sustainable. And I can keep up with the pursuit of uh, consistency and stability more than trying to keep up with the pursuit of some ego-driven need for significance or acceptance or anything. So if you're listening to this and, maybe you've been through a tough time or expected some, or have been through some unexpected shifts or changes in your business, I want you to know that you're not alone. Many other coaches, course creators, online entrepreneurs go through similar transitions. And not a lot of them talk about it publicly. They like to share the growth. They like to share the shiny objects. Of course we do, because that's called marketing. And that is what people want to buy. They want to buy the dream. They need the dream, right? But sometimes you have to also say that you can have the dream without having the dream, the fake dream. You can have the real dream without having the fake dream. The truth is, building a freedom empire isn't always about consistent growth. Sometimes it's about getting really, really clear, trimming away what's not working, what doesn't match your values, or what you created when you weren't in a healthy space, and then creating space for intentional success. I see you doing the work. I understand the courage it takes to make tough decisions and the strength required to build with purpose. And I want you to remember that if you are experiencing setbacks are not failures. They're redesigns. They're opportunities for you to meet your business where you want your business to serve you instead of where you serve your business. So they're your business evolving into something more sustainable and aligned. And as we come to, we're at the end of January, I want you to know that it's okay if you want to slow down so that you can speed up this year. It's okay to simplify before you scale. It's okay to cut back so that you can grow. Even plants, we prune plants so that they can grow. And most importantly, it's okay to do it your way and at your pace. And I'll be right here sharing this journey with you every step of the way. Until next time, keep building your freedom empire, not just bigger, but better. I'll see you next time. Bye. If you want an easy way to build an audience that is ready to buy without wasting money or pulling your hair out trying to work the tech, then get the free 5-day Facebook and Instagram ads training now. In just 5 days, you'll learn how to set up high-converting list-building ads, navigate the ads manager like a pro, and master the exact formula through profitable ad spend. No fluff, no guesswork, just proven strategies that work. The best part? This comprehensive video training is completely free, and you'll get lifetime access to our brand new 2025 edition as soon as it launches. Ready to transform those scary ad campaigns into your most powerful lead generation tool? Head over to thelaunchlounge.com/getmyAdUp or click the link in the show notes. Don't wait, your future customers are scrolling through their news feeds right now.